Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Anne from Anne M. Lorenc Art, and today we're going to be starting a new knot series. This one is going to be the foundation knot. It's similar to the King Solomon's knot, but with a slight difference. So this is going to be the freehand version. If you're looking for the grid version, you'll find it in the link below in the description. If you want to follow along, go ahead, grab pencil or a pen, something to draw with, and some paper. And you can pause this if you need to, and then let's get started.
So the foundational knot is going to start off similar to the King Solomon's knot. I'm going to be drawing the line straight up and then across, just like we did for that first corner of the King Solomon's knot. And then I am going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, leaving a bit of a space so that you can get the second half of the top portion of the knot work. So here I'm coming across to make that top section, and then I'm trying to keep these as even as possible, kind of eyeballing it, and then from here making sure I start the bottom at the same place as the other side, and then I'll come and do that straight line up from here.
So basically I am drawing up and over just like the start of the King Solomon's knot. And now here's where it's going to be a little different. So from here, I'm going to come down. All right, and then instead of only coming to the same distance, I'm gonna actually come back over here. Come up for this side. And then I'm gonna connect this, across like that. And actually straighten that out a little bit. So I basically have a bottom full box and then the top is split, okay? So now what I'm going to do is, so this section A is still going to connect down to D, but I'm still going to leave some space here. And then B is going to connect down to E. And again, this time I can come up a little bit more because this one's already coming down here. Okay, so now this is where it's going to be different from the King Solomon's knot. So whereas the King Solomon's knot, you would have had these angles coming down here as well. What we're going to do is we're going to connect these, and it's going to be kind of a little bit of an, it's going to be a curve, right? So what I generally will do with my curves is I'll kind of dot them out a little bit just to make sure in case I don't like the way that the curve went. But I think that one's okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll make that a little more solid. So that's the skeleton of the foundation knot. So, well, I'll have to extend this a little bit though first. Okay. So then the next thing that we're going to do is just like what we did with the King Solomon's knot, I'm going to double out that ribbon. Okay. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm just going to follow along what I did with the skeleton sections of the ribbon here. And then same thing, just like we did with the King Solomon's knot, I'm starting from the outside of the ribbon first. And then doing the interior part. Okay, so there's the basic knot, and of course I like to go back in and I will take my India ink pen and I'm just gonna go ahead and go over all those lines. Now you don't have to do these in black. I forgot to mention these during the King Solomon's Knot series. You can use whatever color you like. The other thing I sometimes do when I'm drawing straight lines is I'll use my pinky as a brace, or I'll brace my wrist on my other hand. So like this as you go. In this case, I'm mostly using my pinky because these aren't too long lines. I usually use the wrist method of bracing my hand if I'm doing a particularly long line, like when I was doing the full border. I think you probably saw me do that. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is show you the pathway of this this knot, and I believe because of the nature of this knot, it is, I think it's just one ribbon that is making up this knot, so let's find out. So I'm gonna change colors because I'm sure you guys are pretty much done with red and green for the, from all the King Solomon's knots. So we're gonna do this one in blue. Why not? Change it up. Then this way it'll be easier also to, when you're looking through the videos, to try to find the various tutorials. You'll see, you'll know it by the colors too. Be quicker. So yeah, this is going to be just the one color. We'll see how it works out when we expand it into doubling and borders. Maybe it will, at some point it's going to add another ribbon to it, just like the King Solomon's knot wound up going from 2 all the way to, and then it went to like 3, I think at one point, and then it was 4, and then went to complete 7 or 8, that last one with the panel. So that will probably happen with this too. We'll see. It's an experiment. That's why it's an adventure in art. We'll find out together. Okay, I'm gonna come up this way. Yep, so 1 ribbon strand in this one, so it's just the top that knots off, as opposed to having to you have it. And there's the King's, this is the foundational knot. And then again, if you want to, you can add a border to this one as well. Like that. And then of course you're gonna color all that area in, and again You do not have to use the same colors that I'm using. If you don't want to use black for this part and you want to use a different color, you definitely can do that. If you want to do the ribbons in, or the pathways in a different color, you can do that too. And there you have it. This is the foundational knot done freehand. So I hope you enjoyed that video and that you found it useful. If you found it helpful, please make sure that you hit that like button and leave me a comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe for additional videos in the foundational knot series. Again, Anne from Anne M. Lorenc Art. And until next time, happy adventuring in art. Bye!